everyone, Stella Stardust here. Welcome to another cosmic conversation. Let's give a warm welcome to our guest, the sun. Hey, sun. Ow, that's hot. You know, everyone here on Earth just loves your work. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you're right. I've been cranking out energy for billions and billions of years. Never a day off.
Oh, that's impressive. Your agent told me that you are the biggest star in the universe. Is that true?
Actually, no. My agent tends to exaggerate just a little bit. To my fans on Earth, I look much bigger than the other stars in the sky. That's because I'm so much closer to you. But actually, I'm just a medium-sized star. I'm 93 million miles away from you. But the other stars, they're much further away.
I can't believe it. You, the sun, are just an average, ordinary, run-of-the-mill star?
Hey, take it easy, will ya? I may be an average star, but I'm a lot bigger than your puny planet. Do you know how many Earths could fit inside me?
Let me see, maybe 10?
10.
Yes, 10.
Are you serious?
Seriously serious. 10. 10. Final answer.
Not even close. More than 1,000,000. I'm big and I've got lots of mass. That's why I've got lots of gravity. And you guys don't call this a solar system for nothing. Solar means sun, you know. This is my show. All the planets, comets rotate around me.
That is true. You know, you stars tend to be touchy about your age, but how old are you?
Well, so long ago I can't even remember it, but I think I started shining about 4.6 billion years ago.
Do you remember what day it was?
It's too long ago.
Oh, was it a Sunday? Just kidding. I'm curious to know how stars begin.
Well, it's quite a story.
Really?
It's quite
Tell
a
me,
story,
please.
Stella.
Tell me.
It is. We start out like huge spinning clouds of gas and dust, and then gravity starts pulling all that gas and dust together in these round clumps, which get really hot. And at that point, we're called protostars. And then eventually we get hot enough to start fusing hydrogen atoms together, which releases energy. Then we really shine then. And stars are kind of born in batches, which are kind of like, I guess you could call them star nurseries. Then over millions of years, the stars kind of drift apart and drift out into our galaxy.
Oh, that's very interesting, son. Let's turn to a more delicate subject. How do stars die?
Well, Stella, after stars like me shine for billions of years, we eventually just run out of fuel. When that happens, we swell up, just sometimes as much as 100 times bigger. Then we're called red giants. Astronomers predict that I'll eventually become a red giant. At that time, my heat will vaporize the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, and Earth.
Oh, that sounds really scary.
It is scary, Stella, but you won't have to worry about it. That won't happen for 5 billion years. And after I become a red giant, I'll lose my outer gas layers and reveal my inner core, known as a white dwarf. And when I'm a white dwarf, I'll only be about as big as Earth, but still very hot and very dense. And finally, I'll cool down and I'll disappear from view.
Well, I hear that some stars die differently. What's a supernova?
Well, when a star, much more massive than I am, gets old and it runs out of nuclear fuel, it blows up in a great flash of light called a supernova.
Ooh.
This explosion splatters the star's guts in all directions.
Oh, wow. Well, if you can see the screen behind us, folks at home, this is actually a picture of a supernova. It's the remains, and they are called the Crab Nebula.
I'll tell you, Stella, what a mess that supernova made. Want to know something really amazing?
Yes.
Humans saw this star explode in the year 1054.
Oh.
But the explosion actually happened about 6,000 years before that.
Oh, really? What?
I'll explain.
Oh.
Stars give off light, right?
Yeah.
And light travels incredibly fast at a speed of 186,000 miles per second. And light can travel from Earth to the moon in about 1 second. So Earth to the moon in about 1 second. But my sunlight reaches you Earthlings in about 8 minutes.
Oh, about as long as it takes me to eat a grilled cheese.
Oh, that's probably a good comparison. Most stars are much further away, and that's why astronomers, they don't use miles when they talk about stars. That'd be like describing the distance between New York and Los Angeles in inches. And astronomers, they talk about light years. A light year is the distance light travels in 1 year. Since the star in the Crab Nebula there in the picture was about 6,000 light years away from Earth when it exploded, it took about 6,000 years for us to get the news flash.
Oh my, that's such a long time. Now, in Hollywood, I meet a lot of people filled with hot air. What gases are inside you?
Well, Stella, I'm definitely full of a lot of hot air. But you really wanted to know what gives me that special glow.
Yes, please tell.
Well, like most other stars, I'm made up of mostly 2 gases, hydrogen and helium.
Ooh.
These light gases, they stay close to me because of my massive gravity. Inside, I'm so hot that I use a fancy process called thermonuclear fusion. By turning hydrogen into helium, I create lots of energy. It makes me shine.
Ooh, thermonuclear fusion. Wow, I want to shine like that. Now, I don't want to sound rude, son, but what are those dark splotches on your face? Are those like sun zits?
No. Those dark splotches are called sunspots. All normal stars have them, Stella.
Oh, okay.
They look dark because they're cooler than the gases around them. By the way, when I say cooler, keep in mind that my outside is about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. But that's many, many times hotter than the hottest kitchen oven. But inside my inner core, it's even hotter. Something like 30 million degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow, that's very interesting. Is there anything else more you'd like to say, son?
Well, Stella, so would you say that your glasses are star-shaped?
Well, I certainly would. They sure look like stars.
Well, if they were really star-shaped, they'd be round. You Earthlings have this strange idea that stars have points. I'm not sure where you get that, but we don't. Gravity keeps us shaped like spheres.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Thank you, son, for a great interview, and good night to everybody.